Hello class, John Wagner here. This is my video presentation for our course assignment on work-life balance. In my opinion, this is a critical skill if one hopes to be successful in the online teaching environment. Disorganization or just not understanding the process of online teaching can and will cause a teacher some challenges in their life if they are not recognized and addressed. I've personally seen these issues drive a person who otherwise would have been a great online teacher to make the decision not to teach in this type of format. So, to stay ahead of these issues, here are some of my processes and recommendations. As what's recommended in the course visuals, one of the most important things an online teacher must do to implement a weekly schedule or routine. This is important because there are many deadline issues that you will be required to meet each week. For me, my weekly schedule looks very similar to the schedule posted in our classroom visuals, and I use it to ensure I meet the deadlines that I'm required to meet each week. Anyway, I am sure each of you have learned several tricks to make sure you hit your deadlines and not get behind in schedule in your classes. As an example, here's a weekly routine I follow to streamline my processes. Online teaching requires a ton of typing and posting what you type. This can eat up a lot of time. You try to save some time. I always save all my work because I have learned that much of what you type is repetitive, and for me, I see no reason to retype similar information that I use for each class. That being said, when I use saved information, it is always best, if you can, to try to personalize that information. Every class dynamic is different, so personalization makes what you say more relatable to the individuals in your class. Also, it always is important to review any saved post you use to ensure the last time you used the information, you didn't inject information that was intended for a specific class or student. Routine number 1. The day before I have a new class start, I get the students' names and set up a group for that class in Outlook and title the class whatever the course name is with the starting date. Something like CJ 101 March 17th. I tend to send out a lot of information in the form of email, and this allows me to click once on that group so I can email the entire class. Routine number 2. With a new class, as soon as it is made available, UVI does this, in Blackboard, I'll go into the classroom and set the course up. This includes checking the content, presentations, and deliverables for accuracy, checking the due dates, I have found them to be wrong before, posting my course policies, frequently asked questions, paper writing information, bio, and whatever else the course requires under the Lessons Plans tab. I also post an intro in my initial post for the Week 1 forum. I also set up a base of weekly announcements for each week, all 8 of them, which are pre-written and saved in my folder for each specific class. The weekly announcements are one of your opportunities to share something exciting about the topics for that week. This can be done with you relating a personal experience or just a personal commentary followed up with a related video that you can embed in the weekly announcement and is related to the issue for which you are talking. Routine 3. Tuesdays and Wednesdays tend to be your busiest days, so I'll address my routine for those days specifically. Tuesdays is the beginning of the insanity for the week. Papers and assignments are normally due Tuesday nights, so they start coming hot and heavy on Tuesday. UVI requires them to be graded within 48 hours, so I normally spend part of Tuesday and all of Wednesday grading papers. Also on Tuesday, I send out an introductory email to my classes I have started the next day. Those emails include a welcome message, a review of upcoming week's assignments, my bio, and an email reminder of UVI's substantial participation policy. Finally, on Tuesday, I send out a weekly reminder to all my in-process classes on my routine expectations as far as paper writing, forum posting, and class participation. I also send out a separate email to each in-progress class, reminding them of their assignments for the upcoming week, and I attach some optional reading materials that I provide each week. These optional reading materials are related to the course written assignments and/or forum for that week, so I encourage the students to review them and attempt to help them with their content in both written assignments and forums for the week. Routine number 4. Wednesdays are flat-out paper grading days. Other than reading and answering emails, paper grading is what I pretty much do exclusively on Wednesdays. Finally, on Wednesdays, after I've graded all student submissions, I also conduct an audit of each of my courses to determine who is behind. I then send an email to the student and his or her advisor and reminding them they are behind. In some cases, the student may have just missed the assignment, or in others, they're just late. Either way, this email documents the issue and also notifies the student advisor who can or may contact them to encourage them to complete their work. Some final thoughts. One side note, but equally important, is the subject of instructor office hours. This is a pre-designated time where you can be online or available for a phone call from one of your students to discuss some course content, answer questions, or discuss any challenges the student may be facing. This time frame is up to you, but the student should be notified of the times of your office hours. In closing, teaching can be a very rewarding process, or it can be a virtual nightmare. Much of this depends upon how organized you can be and if you are able to establish a weekly routine.